Hi, and welcome to the walkthrough video for the gonje update in Nanfo version 2.1. Nanfo is our Ghana instrument library, which originally had 6 instruments, and the 2.0 version added 7 more. The gonje is a small one-string bowed instrument, and it sounds like you just heard with true legato samples. There's also a second set of ascending legato samples we recorded for slower upward glides. You can also use the samples with no legato and get a rebow on every note. No legato allowed long skis, which also has the high range extended further up. This is not an easy instrument to play, and people who have mastered it are very few, so it took us several years and attempts with 3 different musicians to finally get a set of samples we feel should be released. And there are shorts sampled with 5 round robins. There are also samples of slower, quieter bowing, which isn't traditional but has an even grittier and rawer sound, maybe something like a tagal harpa. To the right of the playable notes, taking up a pretty big range, are various noises. There's an octave of bow noises for each note, 2 octaves above normal notes, so a G is a G bowing noise, and so on. Above those, there are various scrapes and clicks. These add a lot of flavor and realism to performances. And for less traditional uses, there is the pads patch with extended range and 8 controllable layers. Of course, this also has non-traditional controls with vibrato and tremolo that's not quite in sync between the layers and also gets a little faster on higher notes. And if you like the sound but don't want pads, the ADSR envelope can also be used to make the sound short. The normal patches controls do pretty much what you'd expect, though unlike most other instruments in Nanfo, you can add vibrato to notes. Again, not a traditional thing to do, but good if you want to play some chromatic notes and get jazzy. There are also release noises with their own volume control. The natural sustain of even long notes is only a few seconds because the bow used to play the gonje is very short. But we did make a version of the sample stitched together from several sustains and looped, which is used by the pads and which can also be selected here. There's also a gonje and vocal freestyle included, from which legato samples were actually cut, and which can use as a source of loops, additional samples, or as a stylistic reference. So we'll end with a little bit of that. Tell all your enemies that they can get Nanfo now with 14 instruments from the Karoryfer Samples shop.
Yadangala ya bedago abugal ba ya biaga ro atemaka Monday so Yola garba Zamba garba Kola garba ya biaga ro ni garba Abonamo Damakana Abogar Baya Gado